It was supposed to be a normal Saturday night. We had been invited to a small party with some friends. Nothing big, just music, drinks, and laughter. My wife had always been the life of the party, and that night was no different. She laughed, louder than anyone, danced longer than anyone, and drank more than anyone. At first I thought nothing of it. She deserved to let loose. But as the night wore on, I noticed something else. She seemed oddly careless, as if her guard had completely dropped. When we got home, she was tipsy, stumbling onto the couch with a giggle. I sat down across from her, watching her closely. Something in my gut had been whispering for months. Her late-night phone habits, her constant excuses to work late, her sudden secretive nature. I had tried to brush it aside, but seeing her so unfiltered in that moment, I realized it was my chance. So, I asked just one thing, softly, calmly, as if it were nothing. "Tell me," I said, "is there someone else?" For a second she froze. Her smile faltered, and her glassy eyes flickered with something I couldn't quite place. Fear, guilt, maybe both. And then, instead of denying it, she laughed. Not a happy laugh, not a light laugh, a nervous, drunken laugh. "You're smarter than I thought," she slurred. "Maybe too smart." My chest tightened. I pressed again, my voice steady, but my heart racing. "Who is he?" She covered her face with her hands, then muttered a name I never wanted to hear. Someone I knew, someone I trusted. A co-worker of hers, a man I had even invited into our home once or twice. In that instant, every late night, every secret text, every dismissive excuse fell into place. The affair wasn't just suspicion anymore. It was fact. Spilling out of her own mouth, I sat there in silence, staring at her as she dozed off, oblivious to the bomb she had just dropped on our marriage. I didn't yell. I didn't wake her up. I didn't even cry. I just sat there, cold and hollow, letting the truth sink in. By the time morning came, I had already made up my mind. The next day, I acted normal. I made breakfast, I kissed her on the cheek, I went about my routine. But inside, I was building my case. I collected everything, her messages, her calls, her receipts. She thought being drunk gave her a free pass, but all it did was open the door wide enough for me to see everything clearly. When I finally confronted her sober, she tried to deny it. She said she didn't remember saying anything, that she was just drunk, that it didn't mean anything. But when I showed her the evidence I had collected, her face went pale. There were no excuses left, no lies she could spin. She had exposed herself, and the damage was irreversible. I told her I was done. I told her the marriage we had built, the trust I had given, the love I had poured into her, all of it ended the moment she confessed, whether she remembered it or not. Her tears didn't move me. Her apologies felt empty. She hadn't been sorry until she was caught, and that kind of regret means nothing. The divorce was swift. With the proof I had, the court saw her betrayal for what it was. I walked away with custody of the kids and my dignity intact. She walked away with nothing but the weight of her choices. The man she risked it all for didn't even stick around. By the time the ink dried on our divorce papers, he had already moved on. Now, when I look back at that night, I realize fate handed me the truth in the simplest way possible. One question asked in the quiet of our living room exposed the lies I had been living under for months. I didn't need detectives, I didn't need fights. I just needed her drunk honesty to bring it all crashing down. And sometimes I wonder if deep down, she wanted me to know. Maybe that's why she slipped. Maybe she was tired of pretending. Whatever the reason, her slip cost her everything. And it gave me my freedom.